All right then. So this isn't a spoiler for the 37th bike session on these channels of mine, because obviously the title gave it all away anyway. One thing I'm going to have to do in these videos from now on to satisfy the AI minions on YouTube is to make it quite clear that at no point am I suggesting that this pattern betting strategy is unbeatable, bulletproof, a surefire winner, any of those things. I have never said that it is, but I've had, thanks to Vegas Matt and his interference, I have had YouTube putting me under a microscope and suggesting that I'm doing naughty things. I mean, meanwhile, all the guys who've got the sort of professional losers on YouTube are left to carry on basically promoting self-harm, self-damage, reckless, irresponsible, stupid behavior, bad play, all of that stuff. And of course, all of those guys can well afford to lose because they have checks coming in from Google every month. So anyway, this is where we're at with Bike 37, and it's coming right up. All right then. So I apologise to my handful of regular followers for this pain in the neck, but I'm going to have to read it out loud because I think a video without audio will completely discombobulate the AI snoops on YouTube. So here goes, and obviously, if you've seen it before, you can jump forward, and even if you haven't seen it before and you can't be bothered with it, you can also just jump ahead. Anyway, here goes. Now that Vegas Matt has set the YouTube AI minions on me, I feel obliged to make it crystal clear at the start of every video that I'm not suggesting that pattern betting is unbeatable. There is also no question of me promoting, selling, touting, shilling, or otherwise hawking a fake and useless strategy that's easily disproved by mathematical analysis. That's what this interminable series of demos is all about. I play popular casino table games in real time and explain every pattern betting move round by round, and I leave it to all of you to take it or leave it. I guess if I were throwing away real money recklessly and irresponsibly and relentlessly peddling self-harm and misery, YouTube would be cool with that and leave me alone. The truth is that losing is not fun, as the professional losers with exciting YouTube channels would have you believe, unless, of course, your losses are more than covered by an avalanche of big fat Google checks every month. I've spent decades online shouting out the simple message that if you bet randomly and impulsively, especially with encouragement from complimentary cocktails, you will go broke. The issue I have with gambling, based upon half a lifetime of in-casino experience, is that a high percentage of punters are betting with money that's not entirely theirs. Dependents who may be unaware that family money is at risk are victims of what can be described as second-hand gambling, and it can be as dangerous a health hazard as second-hand smoking. I'm not a Puritan or a killjoy, but I do take exception to shills who revel in their idiocy at casino games, knowing that unlike their thousands of breathless fans, they will get their money back when they lose. Casinos go to a great deal of trouble and expense to remind us that house games are unbeatable and that all a punter can hope for is that luck allows him or her to make a little money before giving it back. And while they frequently warn against the hazards of progressive betting and have their YouTube shills constantly repeat that message, they put table limits in place precisely to stymie progressive betting. It is for sure impossible to beat negative expectation games without a consistent, disciplined betting strategy and a very large bankroll. And even if a player meets both of those qualifications, very few can match the resources of the casino when it comes to weathering an extended run of bad luck. Pattern betting is not a guaranteed winner, as I have said ad nauseum throughout my many years online. But it is measurably more effective than the self-destructive behavior professional losers exhibit to make their channels more interesting, and therefore more profitable. In other words, play like Vegas Matt and kiss your money goodbye, just like he does, until the Google checks and sponsorship deals and merch sales refill the pot to overflowing. All right, so I messed up a bit here. I should have started this recorder fractionally later, but anyway, never mind. Yes, off to a new one now. This, I think, is bike 37, and I just wanted to quickly deal with a very reasonable, very sensible comment that came from one of my very much appreciated old faithfuls, somebody who's been with me for a very long time. Supporting, encouraging, and otherwise backing up my efforts to spread a little truth and logic and common sense in the world of gambling, which is not exactly friendly to any of those things. But anyway, he said, when you swap from baccarat to blackjack, why can't you do what you do in baccarat in blackjack and just wait for a win before you place a bet? And of course, it's the simple answer to that is that at least in real life, real time, real play blackjack, you can't wait out around, unless of course there are other players at the table. And even then, I think the paranoid pit bosses and dealers tend to take exception to it. But basically, you have to bet every time, and so this is what the drop is all about in blackjack. You just fall to a reduced bet, not necessarily reduced to the table minimum, because I think it makes more sense mathematically. Or I've proven this anyway. Makes more sense mathematically to not to go much less than a fifth of the current full bet value. But you can't. All I'm trying to say is you can't skip at blackjack in the way that you can with baccarat. But anyway, off we go again. Who knows what's going to happen? I never know what's going to happen. In spite of the trolls out there who say, you knew what was coming. There would be no point in me doing this if I did that, but they don't seem to get that, you know? All right, that's us out of trouble. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. Repeat. Good for you, player. Keep this up as long as you like. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because it looks like I'm going to have to start running these things through the editor again, which takes twice the time. But there we go. Yeah, because the picture quality, it's just not there otherwise. And I doubt that many people care, but it really kind of gives me dyspepsia to look at these things and see, oh, look, it's only 720 or whatever the hell the low grade is. Yeah, player is just coming through nicely right now. 10 to 7, and we've got 10 wins to 7 losses, which makes sense since we haven't swapped a banker yet. And may not, who knows? We're plussing right now. Oh, there we go. All right, got to repeat that one. Back to the min. +1. Again a repeat. And again a back to the minimum. Yeah, we're not setting anything on fire, but we're not doing badly, are we? 1, 2. All right, I'm going to go and wake up the dealer over at Blackjack. That wasn't what I intended at all. But you do have to lose an occasional hand, you know. 1-2. Oh, look at this. That's a dealer 22. Hooray. I do like those. They are appreciated. There's another one. +1. Yeah, I'm falling into a bit of a routine here, and it's almost a rut, but I think that since I've always been making the point that practice makes profit, it's right for me to keep on doing this. That's another plus. That looks like a double down. Maybe. Oh, you person. 1, 2, 3. Second. Oh, I do not like these. Unless the dealer busts. Then I like them. All right, I think that's definitely a back to the min, isn't it? Back to the minimum. Made a bit of money there. But not there. Double for the loss. $51, I think. I went off into a little reverie there. I was thinking about my next step in the battle against the AI, the YouTube AI minions. I think of these little sort of yellow guys in boiler suits, you know, sort of long. What do they call them in America? Dungarees, is it? Whatever. Causing me grief because of one guy in the misery peddling business. Who set the little buggers on me. That's 5-6, I guess. Here we go. Oh dear. Oh, double dear. Busted! Thank you. That was nice. That helped. Oh God. Crime is on the streets again. You hear that? No windows open today. It's bloody freezing. 1 minute it's summer, and the next thing it's bull. Well, that looked lucky, but turns out not to be, right? See, I don't pay any attention to this up here because I play absolute as best I can because I do make mistakes sometimes, but I try and play basic strategy absolutely by the book. And when I hear people like Dana White saying, yeah, well, when things are going badly, when your night's going badly, what you need to do is throw the book at them and you double down when you shouldn't, and you split them when you shouldn't, and you stand on 16 against a 9. And it's all such nonsense. And I don't know if these guys realise how dangerous and irresponsible they are. They don't seem to care. I think they're sort of like they're on some sort of weird ego trip. That was nice. Let's repeat that one. Well, it's not really an ego trip, is it? It's a profit trip, let's face it. 1, 2. Don't like them, even against 6s. I mean, how did we lose this one? Oh, we didn't. Sorry. Making a bit of moolah over here, I guess. Me and my big mouth. That's a repeat. That's a stand. What did I just do? Oh yeah, back to the minimum there. Oh damn, I meant to go over to this is going to be bad, I think. No, it's not. Okay, let's go and see. We've got $2 grand here. in 9 minutes or less, and we've got 1100 over here. So that's not bad. +1. Yeah, I'd love to get some feedback from you folks out there just to let me know whether this is worth your while. I mean, I'm not getting very many hits, just in the dozens, but that's more than good enough for me. Because the kind of people who are watching what I'm doing and listening to me are not the same sort of people who are watching Vegas Matt and the rest of them, Mr. Handpay and so on. I mean, those are the people who sort of like gush and send little hearts and emojis and all the rest of it, and seem to get great joy out of watching other people win or lose. And as I've said many times, I just do not get gambling as a spectator sport, but clearly millions do. Although, honestly, I think the figures on all of those channels are, well, let's just say, surprising. That's another +1, is it? I think we're plussing another one. And plus max, you can go higher, of course. Oh, look at that. That's very pretty. Repeat. Damn it. Well, we don't double on the pluses. So now we do chase this, so we're going to repeat it. Okay, so now we're on 3-4, third. But we're not dropping till 1,000 these days. 7, 8. Oh, sorry, 7, 9. I'm not going to take it back. Oh, I'll take the 10. Oh, all right. That's not going to work. All right, let's do the right thing and make it the proper bet. 7, 8. Oh dear. Oh, that worked. Okay. So we jumped a little higher there, a little better. That's a double. It is in my book. It's not in a lot of the basic strategy books, like, for instance, Blackjack Apprenticeship. But I just think it's a good bet. 8 against 5 or 6, and I won't split fours either. I just don't like splitting fours because I end up with 2 14s. Whereas when I catch a 10 to this, I'm pretty happy with it. So that's a double down to me. Bit of a mess. All right. And now we're doing a plus. Now we're doing a double down. That's not so great, is it? Oh, 22. All right. That's a plus. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you folks. I really would. That was jammy. Don't do it. He tried. That's a plus max. As I'm always saying, you can go higher. Up to you. I especially don't like splitting these against a 10. Oh, it's 22 up there. See that? Yummy. Okay, so we'll just do that again now. That's a double. Oh dear, well, I go straight to 3-4 after losing 2 maxes. 3-4. Ouchie. And it's another 22 up there, can you believe? Wowzer. And that's another thing, is these guys they're constantly promoting these rip-off games where dealer 22 is a push. I mean, if those people cared about the people who are watching their channels, they would not promote games like that. But the truth of the matter is, I suspect, I cannot prove, but I think they are often told by the casinos who are hosting them, hey, we're scratching your back, so you scratch ours. We need you to promote this game, that game, so-and-so game. We need to make sure you don't peddle any strategies, that sort of stuff. I can't double down on that, unfortunately. It's not a shame. +1. And then they say about the dealer 22 games, they say, oh yeah, but then of course you've got great opportunities. You can double down on any hand, you can da-da-da-da-da. But it's still more than double the odds against you. Well, that was very. And a 10? Yes. This is strange, isn't it? How many of those dealer 22s have we had this session? It seems like a lot. Well, that's a bugger, isn't it? All right, that's a double for the push. That's a double. Maybe. No. No. Oh, God, look at that. 4-5. Ish. Now get a 10. All right. 9-10. Okay, let's go over to baccarat. +1. We've got a long way to go with this. +1. And that's a double for the tie. Now we drop back to plus max. My choice, not yours necessarily. And do it again. Don't double those. Okay, we're going to chase it now. And again. Okay, so now we're on 3-4. Third, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Minimum on the player. This is a pretty easy shoe so far, but they can turn very fast. Of course, I can't actually run away from these shoes because I'm not opting for a new shoe every time I buzz off over to blackjack. I just I just leave whatever's here, and I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Probably a bright suggestion that came in from one of my faithfuls, one of my old faithfuls. About whom, whatever. I'm very grateful. Now I've forgotten what I'm doing. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. 3, 4, fourth. 7, 8. We're getting to the point of either running away or hopping. 7, 8. Oh, there it is. Always happy to have those. Double for the tie. 51. Repeat it. Back to the men. It's a repeat, isn't it? Minimum. Double for the tie. 51. What are we at right now? 19 minutes. Repeat. Minimum. Oh, God, sorry. That was a wrong bet. Now 51. Now repeat. Now minimum. Repeat. 51. We haven't done banker at all, have we? 51. 2, 3, third. Well done, player. Yeah, this has been a bloody doddle, really. 36 wins, 24 losses. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. Not often enough, put it that way. Double for the waste of time. That would be plus max again. Chase it. Chase it. All right. Minimum. I think it's going to be the last bet. Yep. Okay, so piece of bloody cake, really. 39 wins, 26 losses. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think this is bloody wonderful, this whole thing here. And the reason that I go to the other summary is that it has a chart, so it's a bit easier to read. But since I'm now going to have to go back to editing these things to get the better quality picture definition, I can put the summary in again, It's kind of a pain in the arse, that, in a way, because it was so much quicker. But let's see, what are we looking at? We got 39 into 4900 and 26 into 22. So I think that's good. But I love to see these charts, because this is what a random bettor could not do, unless, of course, he got very lucky like I did this time and won 39 against a loss of 36. But that doesn't, that's not something that happens very often. And with these guys, with their gambling channels, the professional losers, I've now started thinking of them as, because they are all getting their butts kicked, but are cherry picking their sessions so that it looks like they're doing okay. I mean, the ones I've tracked, they're just so far ahead in terms of actual value, sort of the number of wins in total that they've had against the number of losses, that it just doesn't make sense. I mean, in a real casino situation, it's kind of silly as that Dana White big white lie, about winning over 1,023 nights in a row. I mean, it just isn't possible. It is not possible. So, there we are. But it's an interesting environment there, and I think that maybe what I can do is encourage the YouTube minions to have a word with their human bosses and take a closer look at those gambling channels, because they really are dangerous and damaging. And I mean, it's not debatable; it's a fact. Because the casinos would not allow these people to do what they're doing unless the casinos saw value to their bottom line in it. And of course, they see value because they do the work. They do the market research, the analysis, and they know what they're doing. If they may be doing shitty things, but they know how to do shitty things very well. So that's how it is. Anyway, we've got. I'm in the middle of doing some more analysis of Vegas Matt's nonsense, so I'm in a bad place in my notebook. Pardon me. All right, so this day is the 15th of April, which is a Tuesday, and we've got plus 2650 at baccarat, and plus whatever the hell it is at the other game. 3,450. So that's 11, 6,100 in less than 22 minutes. We're now at 24 minutes, but I've been faffing about for 2 minutes. So my apologies for that. But we're done for now. And thanks for hanging in with me, or out with me, whatever.